All right. Cool, cool, cool. And we're rolling. Greetings from a recovering sinner. I'm just kind of out here in Jurassic Park right now. About ready to deliver some more controversial statements in the word of our Lord and Savior. Uh, you know, one thing that while I was standing in the showers at Planet Fitness, exponentially raising their water bill, I was thinking about this clip that I saw of a one of those like alpha male podcasts where they like bring in a bunch of women around a big table and they just like shame them for 2 hours for whatever reason. I don't really think, I don't know, I don't think anybody should be shamed because, they're all just hurt. And, like I said in my testimony, they're just trying to ease that pain with momentary pleasure. But one of the girls there, and this is something that I've heard many times before, she brought up a good point. She said, well, why, if a woman goes out and she sleeps around with a bunch of men, she's shamed and called a name that I wish to not repeat for any young ears that might be out there, but they're shamed for it. But when a man does it, he's perceived as like, macho, or he's, you know, it's not the same for men if a man goes and sleep with a bunch of women. And the man rebutted with, well, it's because we're men. And, uh, is it easy? Is it easy for a man to get with a woman? And she's like, well, no. He's like, yeah, exactly. So, us conquering something that might be hard or might be difficult, it would be seen as respective. Us doing something that is difficult is respected. And it just made me think, well, clearly, if you're out sleeping with a bunch of women, clearly they're not that hard. I mean, clearly, if you're able to land in the bedchamber with a multitude of ladies, they're not as hard as they, like to believe themselves to be. And I don't think there's anything honorable about that whatsoever. Honestly, I feel like men should be shamed too. If a man is out there sleeping with a multitude of women with no regards to how it'll affect them emotionally, no regards to uh, the fact that they're just using them for their own pleasure, like a psychopath, taking advantage of somebody else for your own gain, taking advantage of an entire body for your own pleasurable gain, there's nothing honorable about that. And I feel like men should be shamed too. If women have to be shamed, then so should men. I genuinely believe that. Equal rights, equal fights. But I feel like men should be shamed too. So if you're a man out there and you are boastful and you're proud of the fact that you're hooking up with a multitude of different women, not just the same woman, but if you're hooking up with a multitude of different women without any regards to how it'll affect them emotionally, without any plans of committing to them in any kind of way, without any like comprehension of the psychological repercussions that are involved on the woman's side, shame. That's not okay, and you need to do better. I don't think that's. I mean, nobody should be shamed because they're all hurt. But if you're boastful about it and you take pride in the fact that you're using women and that you're damaging them psychologically and emotionally, but you don't care because you lack empathy and you're probably a sociopath, shame. It's not okay. I used to be like that once upon a time. Shame. But not anymore because now I know better. And if you know better, and you still do it, shame. It's not okay. I'm with God on this one. I don't think anybody should be having sex before marriage. He's right. The amount of damage that it does, I mean, with STDs, STIs, unwanted pregnancies that could lead to abortions, developing emotional bonds with horrible, toxic men for you women out there, being used sexually, men and women, because I have been used sexually as a man. It's unfortunate, but it happens. Um, it's not good. It's not good, especially if the relationship starts off with that act, because then it's like, for a man, are you really with her because you like her and care about her, or are you just with her because she put out and she's consistently putting out? So you kind of just grow to like and care for her just so you can keep, doing what you're doing. Because I mean, my past relationships, I was reflecting on this heavily. My past relationships, that's pretty much what it was. I Because after like a month of being away from them, I'm like, well, I don't really care about her anymore, and I'm on to the next one. So did I even like or care about her in the first place, or was she just somebody to hang out with occasionally and do the deed? That's pretty much what my relationship history is, and I'm not proud of that. Not proud of that whatsoever. And I wish I had never. I wish I was still a virgin, to be honest, because then none of the women that I've been with, they wouldn't. I wouldn't have hurt them. And that's some shame that I have to deal with, but we are all forgiven as long as you learn and do better. So to all you men out there who think it's okay to just go sleep with a multitude of different women, it's not. And you should be shamed too. If a woman has to be shamed, so does a man. But anyways, that was my controversial statement for the day. Check back in tomorrow for another. So, the last reading, I left off on page 1212. I finished chapter 13, and I'll be on to Matthew chapter 14. 14, I'll do 14, I'll do 15, and potentially 16, because I think 16 is not that long. So yeah, I'll do 14, 15, and 16. Jesus walks the sea. Amazing. I forgot about that. No, I didn't. But I'm ready for that. Chapter 14, the death of John the Baptist. Oh, wow. And a character die already. That's unfortunate. At that time, Herod the Tetrarch heard of the fame of Jesus, and said unto his servants, This John the Baptist, he is risen from the dead, and therefore mighty works do show forth themselves in him. For Herod had laid hold on John, and bound him, and put him in prison for Herodias' sake, his brother Philip's wife. His brother Philip's wife. Okay, put him in prison on for Herodias' sake, his brother Philip's wife. Oh, Herod's brother's name is Philip, and Herodias is his wife. Cool. Okay, so 14:4. For John said unto him, It is not lawful for thee to have her. And when he would have put him to death, he feared the multitude, because they counted him as a prophet. But when Herod's birthday was kept, the daughter of Herodias danced before them, and pleased Herod. Ugh, ugh. I don't like the way that sounds. That's a sin. Whereupon he promised with an oath to give her whatsoever she would ask. And she, being before instructed of her mother, said, Give me here John Baptist's head in a charger. Ooh, what does that mean, though? 8. Prompted by on a platter? Dang. Give me here John Baptist's head on a platter. And the king was sorry. Nevertheless, for the oath's sake, and them which sat with him, at meat, at food, he commanded it be given to her. And he sent and beheaded John in the prison. And his head was brought in a charger, on a platter, and given to the damsel. And she brought it to her mother. And his disciples came and took up the body and buried it and went and told Jesus. Oh, man. It's unfortunate. 5,000 fed. When Jesus heard of it, he departed thence by a ship into a desert place apart. And when the people had heard thereof, they followed him on foot out of the cities. And Jesus went forth and saw a great multitude, and was moved with compassion toward them, and he healed their sick. 14:15. And when it was evening, his disciples came to him, saying, This is a desert place, and the time is now past. Send the multitude away, that they may go into the village, and buy themselves victuals. But Jesus said unto them, They need not depart, give ye them to eat. And they say unto him, We have here but 5 loaves and 2 fishes. He said, Bring them hither to me. And he commanded the multitude to sit down on the grass, and took the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, and looking up to the heaven, he blessed and brake, and gave the loaves to his disciples, and the disciples to the multitude. Excuse me. Ooh. They did all eat, and were filled, and they took up of the fragments that remained 12 baskets full. And they that had eaten were about 5,000 men, beside women and children. Speaking of eating, a little bloated. I drank almost 2 liters of chocolate milk after my workout, because it was the easiest 1,500 calories and 77 grams of protein I will ever consume. It was fantastic. Here we go. Chapter 14:22. Jesus walks on the sea. And straightway Jesus constrained his disciples to get into a ship, and to go before him unto the sea, while he sent the multitudes away. And when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up into the mountain apart to pray. And when the evening was come, he was there alone. But the ship was now in the midst of the sea, tossed with waves, for the wind was contrary. And in the 4th watch of the night, Jesus went unto them, walking on the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, It is a spirit. And they cried out for fear. But straightway Jesus spake unto them, saying, Be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid. And Peter answered him, and said, Lord, if it be thou, bid me come unto thee on the water. And he said, Come. And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Jesus. But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately Jesus stretched forth his hand, and caught him, and said unto him, O thou of little faith, wherefore didst thou doubt? And when they were come into the ship, the wind ceased. Then they that were in the ship came and worshipped him, saying, Of a truth thou art the Son of God. And when they were gone over, they came into the land of Gennesaret. And when the men of that place had knowledge of him, they sent out into all that country round about, and brought unto him all that were diseased. They besought him that they might only touch a hem of his garment, and as many as touched were made perfectly whole. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning. I love that. It's my favorite part. Again, if you haven't watched The Chosen, one scene that I recommend is that scene right there, because it's fantastic. It is fantastic. Chapter 15. Defilement comes from within. Then came to Jesus scribes and Pharisees, which were of Jerusalem, saying, Why do thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders? For they wash not their hands when they eat bread. But he answered and said unto them, this is Jesus speaking, Why do ye also transgress the commandment of God by your tradition? For God commanded, saying, Honor thy father and mother, and he that curseth father or mother, let him die the death. But ye say, Whosoever shall say to his father or his mother, It is a gift, by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me, and honor not his father or his mother, he shall be free. Thus have ye the commandment of God, and none affect by your tradition. Yet hypocrites, well did Isaiah's prophecy unto you, or prophecy of you, saying, This people dwelleth nigh unto me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. And he called the multitude, and said unto them, Hear and understand, not that which goeth into the mouth defileth a man, but that which cometh out of the mouth, this defileth a man. Then came to his disciples, and said unto them, Knowest thou that the Pharisees were offended after they heard this saying? But he answered and said, Every plant which my heavenly Father hath not planted shall be rooted up. Let them alone. They be blind, leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Declare unto us this parable. And Jesus said, Are ye also yet without understanding? Do not ye yet understand that whatsoever entereth in a mouth goeth into the belly, and cast out into the draught? But those things which proceed out of the mouth come forth from the heart, and they defile the man. For out of the heart proceed evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornications, thefts, false witnesses, blasphemies. These are the things which defile a man, but to eat with an unwashen hands defileth not a man. A Canaanite woman's faith. Matthew 15:21. Then Jesus went thence, and departed into the coast of Tyre and Sidon. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coasts, and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil. And he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she crieth after us. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, It is not meet to take the children's bread and cast it to the dogs. What does it mean by meat? M-E-E-T, 1526. It is not good to take the children's bread and cast it to the dogs. And she said, Truth, Lord, yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from their masters' tables. And Jesus answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith. Be it unto thee even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour. 4,000 fed. 15:29. Ooh, come on. Why? These pages are so skinny. I can't. My fat, gnarled fingers. Anyways, 4,000 fed. And Jesus departed thence, and came nigh unto the sea of Galilee, and went up into the mountain and sat there. And great multitudes came unto him, having with them those that were lame, blind, dumb, maimed, and many others, and cast them down at Jesus' feet. And he healed them, insomuch that the multitude wondered when they saw the dumb to speak, the maimed to be whole, and the lame to walk, and the blind to see, and they glorified the God of Israel. Then Jesus called his disciples unto him, and said, I have compassion on the multitude, because they continue to grow with me now 3 days, and have nothing to eat. I will not send them away fasting, lest they faint in the way. And his disciples say unto him, Whence should we have so much bread in the wilderness as to fill a great multitude? And Jesus said unto them, How many loaves have ye? And they said, 7, and a few little fishes. And he commanded the multitudes to sit down on the ground. And he took the 7 loaves and the fishes, and gave thanks, and brake them, and gave to his disciples, and the disciples to the multitude. And they did all eat. Okay, I was about to say, this sounds familiar. Did I read this already? But no, he's just fantastic. And they did all eat, and were filled. And they took up of the broken meat that was left 7 baskets full. And they that did eat were 4,000 men beside women and children. And he sent away the multitude, and took a ship, and came into the coast of Magdala. Chapter 16, the request for a sign from heaven. The Pharisees also came with the Sadducees. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came, tempting, desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. And he answered and said unto them, When it is evening, ye say, It will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times? A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall be no sign given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. And he left them and departed. Dang, there it goes. The Pharisees and the Sadducees leaven. And when his disciples were come to the other side, they had forgotten to take bread. And Jesus said unto them, Take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. And they reasoned among themselves, saying, It is because we have taken no bread. Which when Jesus perceived, he said unto them, O ye of little faith, why reason ye among yourselves, because ye have brought no bread? Do ye not understand, neither remember the 5 loaves of the 5,000, and how many baskets ye took up? Neither the 7 loaves of the 4,000, or how many baskets ye took up? How is it that ye do not understand that I spake it not to you concerning bread, that ye should be aware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees? I do apologize if I'm reading quickly. I didn't realize I was reading so fast. Maybe I should be a rapper or something. Just rap the entire Bible. That's horrible. I'm not going to do that. Then understood they how that he bade them not beware of the leaven of bread, but of the doctrine of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. The confession of Simon Peter. When Jesus came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, Whom do men say that I am the Son of Man am? And they say, Some say thou art John the Baptist, some Elias, and others Jeremias, or one of the prophets. And he saith unto them, But whom say ye that I am? And Simon Peter answered and said, Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. And Jesus answered and said unto him, Blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. And if that... did I skip a page? I did not. Okay. Well, I did skip a page. What? These pages. 17. Oh, yeah. Okay. Ooh, I love this part. Okay. And Jesus answered, this is 16, 17. And Jesus answered and said unto him, Blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto thee. Flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto thee. The meaning, I believe that means Jesus has not revealed in the flesh that he is the Son of the living God. But he did see it because Simon Peter approached Jesus while he was walking on the water. but my Father which is in heaven. And I say also unto thee, that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. And I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Then charged he his disciples that they should tell no man that he was Jesus the Christ. Jesus prepares his disciples. From that time forth began Jesus to show unto his disciples how that he must go into Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed, and be raised again the third day. Oh my. How that he must go into Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chiefs. Oh no. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee. But he turned and said unto Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me, for thou savorest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men. And then Jesus said unto his disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself, and take up his cross, and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste death till they see Son of Man coming in his kingdom. I was talking about that in my testimony. That was the end of chapter 16, by the way. Oh, did I say I was going to read 17? I really do have to pee, I'm going to be honest. No, I will not. That was the end of chapter 16. I was talking about that in my testimony, however. That whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. I almost lost my life trying to find it. Then I gave it all to Christ, and here I am sitting in the woods, preaching his word and spreading his love. It's a great time. I don't really have anything else to say, but I hope everything is going well. I appreciate you hanging out with me and listening to me talk and preach the word. If you haven't seen my testimony, I would recommend it. Again, I appreciate everything. And my name is... There's no F names. Fernando. And I will be speaking with you again soon. Oh, here's my Jurassic Park scene. Oh, less than 30 minutes. That is all.